Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Did you know you can support the channel by joining? Something to think about. Now onto the stories. Case file number 913, written by imaginationfield. Man morphs into a woman in a split second. Hi there. I'm a 25-year-old woman, freshman in college. I know, late start, but don't judge me. I'm finally here, so that should count, right? A late start is the least of my troubles, however, as I'm finding out. I eat out often with friends for lunch. The day this glitch happened, I went alone to my local Subway. By the way, this glitch happened 2 weeks ago, before the holidays. My friends were studying extra and just Ubered food. So I'm in Subway ordering a tuna melt. I know it's uncommon to get this at Subway, but it's really good, try it. Told the man building the sub the ingredients I wanted on it. Simple lettuce, tomato, onion with mustard, salt, and pepper. He builds it, everything is normal, but then he tells me that I look very familiar. Do I come in here often? Yeah, I do, I told him, but I don't remember ever seeing him before. He had a very deep, gravelly voice. I definitely remember that, even if I somehow forgot his face. I don't think he was flirting either. He was older, probably in his 40s at least. The small talk didn't persist beyond that question. So I move up to the register area and look slightly down and to my right where the cookies are. Those damn Subway cookies always get me. They're excellent. Perfectly chewy every time. But they didn't have any chocolate chip left. I felt defeated. Oh well, no dessert today. Turned my attention back to the man. And now it's a woman, around my age, maybe a little older, wrapping up the sub at the register? The sub is the same, tuna melt, my ingredients. No one else was in the Subway right now besides one older man, and I mean senior, not middle-aged like the man who was serving me before. Same as when I came in, still eating a bowl of soup. The new girl even had on a light flowery smelling perfume, or maybe it was just strong smelling body wash. The man who was serving me had no scent that I could remember. She told me the total, and I was like a deer in headlights. She must have figured I was a crazy lady. I asked her where the man who was building a sub was before, and she said there's only one other worker here right now, another woman. What the dribbling duck? I paid and left. I have no clue what just happened. There isn't any way in hell that the woman was pretending to be that man. The voices alone couldn't be changed. Unless it was some TikTok skit, I'm at a loss. Also, should mention I didn't hear anything at all, no walking besides a slight scuffling on the floor when someone, I was presuming still the male worker, moved towards the register. Case notes for file 913. A man morphs into a woman in a split second. It's interesting that he thought you seemed familiar, but also that you heard him. He was interacting with what you told him to do, so he built the same sub as the woman in the real universe. As far as I see, what I think happened here is the Subway is probably a nexus point for universal sight, and you were both connected to each other. You were seeing into his universe, and he was seeing you in your universe. It was just universal peering, like a connection between devices. You're not actually in the other device, you're just connected. But it would be funny then, because that means that you were talking and the girl in the original universe, the one that you think a man morphed into a woman, well, she would hear you answer the question that the man asked in the other universe that you were simply seeing. So she would indeed think you're crazy. Like, why is this girl telling me that, yeah, she does come here often? I mean, okay, good to know. I never asked. She didn't. The man did in his universe. But indeed it does seem like there are areas in the world where the membrane of the universe, or the multiverse, whatever separates the parallel universes, or at least the one right next to us. I don't know how many, in what dimension, like how many, is it a sphere, there's multiple different universes touching? I don't know how that works, but whatever separates us, or maybe the distance between it, is thinner in some regions. Subway seems to be a hotspot in some cases. There have been a few stories on the channel involving Subway, so. And yeah, the tuna sandwich, it's not bad. I think the chicken teriyaki is the best one though. If I have to choose just one, definitely that one. Case file number 914, written by DaVincio18. The Crispiest glitch. This isn't earth-shattering, but it still bothers me. I was hungry, but I'm on a diet, so I went to the kitchen just to get an apple. Honey Crisp, they're delicious and filling. Headed back to my office, and there's an apple just sitting there on the desk. I know for a damned fact that I had not gotten up before to get an apple, and I couldn't have missed it even if I had somehow forgotten I went to get one already. It was right there next to the keyboard. It's the same type of apple from what I can tell. Honeycrisp has a very distinctive pattern and color, and there was already one bite in it. Pretty sure it was my mouth and teeth pattern, although kinda hard to tell for sure. There's really nothing else to this. I went to get an apple, and an apple had already appeared from thin air, as if conjured from my own mind, right next to my keyboard. Case notes for file 914, the Crispiest glitch. Probably just multiversal duplication, I'd guess. In another universe, you already had an apple, and it was just on the side of your desk by the keyboard. It poofed away in that universe and popped over here, so now it's duplicated. Yeah, you had a bite mark in it because you probably took a bite. And the you in that universe is thinking, what the hell? I just took a bite from an apple and now it's gone. What's going on? It doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't. Well, it does. It's just still weird. Unstable. The universe isn't supposed to be unstable. Come on now. I wonder what it would actually look like if you could see it directly happening. The only thing I can think of is the one story where there was a woman who had a pendant that returned, and she had trouble describing even what it seemed like a frame, and then another frame it was there. It wasn't like it popping in or fading in, anything like that. It was just not there and then there. Even describing it like that kinda hurts my brain. Not supposed to happen, is it? That said, the apple should be safe to eat, so get something out of it. Creepy file number 74, written by Anonymous. Safety is paramount. First, I want to say that I live in a big city. I want to keep my identity and location, all of that private for reasons that will become evident. But in general, I value my safety. The first question I asked my landlord before renting this apartment was if I was permitted to change the locks and add a second deadbolt lock. Not only did he say yes, but he offered to make the changes and add the deadbolt for free. Now that's a good landlord. Security is paramount for me. I also carry pepper spray when out and about just to be extra safe. I make do. So I work standard hours, 9 to 5. I leave early for work as I have to catch a bus and a subway. It's about an hour-long commute, give or take. Always been uneventful, and I've been working this job, living in this apartment for a while, years. Very satisfied, until 2 days before Christmas. I didn't take off from work. I had one day I was allowed to, but it could either be Christmas Day or New Year's Day. I picked New Year's. Normal day at work, no stress, not very busy. Taking the bus home after the subway, and I entered my apartment. Both the deadbolt and standard lock were still secured. As soon as I entered the apartment, however, I knew someone had been in there. Keep in mind, while there are physical locks, there's no alarm system in the building. There's no doorman either. I value security, but I'm not a very wealthy girl, so that's a compromise I had to make. How did I know someone had broken in? The furniture was out of place, all of it. My couch is oriented directly towards the TV in the living room, not at an angle. But now it was almost at a 90-degree angle. The coffee table was changed in angle as well, to match the new couch's position. The dining room chairs were moved out from under the table. But here's the strange part, nothing was stolen. I called the cops immediately and they told me to wait downstairs in case an intruder was still inside. They came over quickly and did a sweep of my apartment before escorting me back inside. They asked me to look and see if anything was stolen, but I couldn't find anything missing, and I still haven't been able to. Not that I could tell for sure then, I looked quickly because I felt a bit pressured. They said they found no one, no evidence of a break-in, and I told them nothing was taken, that I could tell. I have one camera, all I could afford, but I have it in my room. No one went in there. Footage is backed up to my cloud. Only thing I can think is the landlord had spare keys, came in to move my furniture around and then left? Why? He has to announce 24 hours in advance before entering my apartment. The next day I called him and asked if he entered my apartment. He denied any knowledge of that, but did sound concerned. If he was faking sincerity, he'd deserve an Oscar award. I feel sick. This is a great apartment and I don't want to give it up, but how can I feel safe now? It's been a few days. I've been staying at my friend's place. She's such a sweet, understanding friend. I'm honestly blessed. I need to figure out what I'll do. I can get more cameras and a door jammer so no one can get in, even with the keys. That way I can still feel safe at home when I'm there. Maybe a dog too. Case notes for the creepy file number 74. Safety is paramount. This is sick, twisted, because it's not just outright trying to do you harm, it's trying to terrorize you. What other reason could there be to break into someone's home and make sure they know you broke in, and then take nothing, do nothing else? You're just letting them know you can come in at any time, and there's nothing they can do to stop you. And it's just to make you afraid. Maybe they'll never even come back, they just want that nagging thought in your mind. And it's the one place you're supposed to feel safe, in your home. It's terrible. Maybe someone did that and also planted devices to record you? There's some weird freaks out there that do that. Although, probably not. They wouldn't have made their presence known. They would have been incognito if they can come and go without you knowing. Somehow picking the locks, I guess? Or maybe it was a landlord that had a spare key because you mentioned he installed it. Well, he paid for it. I guess he did it? If it was you that installed the locks, then I guess he wouldn't have them. But if he did it all, it's possible that he's the one who did this. I don't know why. There is a device you can buy on Amazon I saw, where it's a Wi-Fi controlled door jammer. It's like a bar that goes and connects to your door handle, but it'll raise down to block it after you exit the home if you enable it on the Wi-Fi. So that way no one can come in. There's nothing to pick because it's an internal bar, so you're safe when you're there or when you're not there. That's pretty good. I'd look into something like that, just to feel extra safe. And yeah, definitely get more cameras. If this happens again, you want to know who the hell is doing it. The end of my video. So sad, isn't it? But don't worry, more tomorrow. Like, subscribe, bell. Done.